America lives on borrowed money. That's why the terms debt and deficit get thrown around so much. But of course, they're not the same thing. Let's first start with our definitions. If a government spends more than it takes in a given year, the difference is called a deficit. Debt, or the debt, is the total sum a government owes. So every year with a deficit, the debt grows larger. Looking at a chart, we see that in 1950, the debt was around $257 billion. That's compared to now at around $22 trillion. But comparing the debt then to comparing the debt now is a bit like comparing apples to oranges. That's because when you talk about the deficit, you need context, and the first thing to keep in mind, inflation. With inflation, that $257 billion debt in 1950 suddenly becomes $2.8 trillion in today's money. But you also have to look at the total size of the economy. Our economy has grown tremendously since 1950. We have more money, we have more assets, we have more people. That's why when economists talk about the debt, they prefer to use this number, the debt to GDP ratio. It takes the total public debt and shows how big it is relative to the gross domestic product. So now if we go back to that debt comparison and instead show the debt as a percentage of the total economy, well, it's a different story. The US number right now is around 106%, which is the highest it's been since World War II. And if you're wondering if that number's too high, well, there's no simple answer. Some economists say 85% is too high, some say 100%, some say even higher. But regardless of which number is right, economists agree. These are the numbers you should be looking at.